Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to the video. We're here today with the M.O.G.E.R.A, aka M.O.G.E.R.A, everyone's favourite mole robot, Godzilla or Space Godzilla fighting machine, and this is the GeForce Storage Dock Sally version. Now the M.O.G.E.R.A figure itself is pretty old now, one of the earlier releases I believe actually, but along with their kind of special colour version or battle edition versions, we have got a new re-release of that figure along with the dock, and that is the point that really nailed it for me, and why I definitely caved and pre-ordered. I was a little bit on the fence, mainly due to the fact a little bit running out of space, spending too much on figures lately, so I was trying to find ways to cut back, but I must say that dock really did make me cave and jump on the pre-order for this figure. Now this is premium Monday in Japan. If you are in the USA or other countries, it should probably be retail or at least from online stores, so check that out if you haven't already pre-ordered one and you are keen to get one for yourself. If you are importing, the box is huge. Not completely full, so a little bit of waste of space in there, which is a bit of a shame since it will bump up shipping if it is based on dimension opposed to weight. But yeah, besides that, everything else here on the box is the same. Nice selection of images showcasing the dock as well as the blast effects, which is really cool. But anyway, let's pop them out of the box so we can actually see what it does come with, and then we can get it set up and take a look at the finish and articulation. So with the packaging, we have M.O.G.E.R.A in the center. We have his spiral grenade missile effects on the side, which is really cool, as well as the stand parts. And then we get the different attachments so we can set him up into his flying mode, and then there is the dock. As I mentioned earlier, decent amount of wasted space. I think they could have shaved off at least 2 inches from the depth of the box, which would have been quite, nice, because seriously, keeping all these MonsterArts boxes, I'm at a point where I'm about to get rid of all the boxes, to be honest with it. It just takes up so much space. I mean, it is good for keeping it, protected in shipping and so forth, but I think this one is maybe a little bit overkill. But anyway, enough with the packaging. Let me pop them out of the clamshell, check them on the turntable so we can actually have a look at the finish for M.O.G.E.R.A himself. So as M.O.G.E.R.A spins around, pay close attention to the colouring on this figure, and that metallic-y blue colour for the accentuated parts on this figure I think are lovely. We have a nice kind of subtly bronzy gold hint to the metallic finish on the body as well. And yeah, I think, is that a slightly... Yeah, so it's actually 2 tones there, a little bit of light and shadow maybe making it a bit hard to see, but these parts are a bit darker, and same with the ankle, or the area just above his ankle as well. Now I don't have the original release, and while I have seen it in shop or at the showroom, I can't quite remember the exact specific differences. Often there are some subtle ones from the original release and these newer battle version or special colour version. So if you do have the original one and you can already notice some differences, please do let us know in the comments below as well, for anyone who is wondering about that. Now the base itself is kind of a nice, kind of a military style construction colour, which is cool. It is just base plastic, no weathering, quite a few details on the front here, down the bottom, which, I think if you did some weathering, some black wash on it or something like that to really bring out all the depth and detail on that, it could look really good. So moving over to the articulation, his head can swivel around okay, but no real up or down movement. It's about 1 millimeter either side, so pretty limited there. One thing which is cool though, you can easily pop the head off to switch around to the flame mode, which we'll have a look at shortly. But moving over to the shoulders, a nice little ratchet joint there. It feels super fluid moving. The upper shoulder parts will come in and out as well, which is cool. So you can lift his arms up, down, and swing them around. There we go, without any real issue. I really like the ratchet. I don't know, mechanical buttons, actually mechanical actions in general just always feel so nice, opposed to, I guess, like digital buttons or just a straight revolving joint, right? Now the hand itself as well, his drill bit will open up, revealing that his spiral grenade missile part, and then this here will pop off, and then you can attach it onto the effect, or the smoke parts as well. So we'll take a look at the effects all connected up after the articulation. Now the elbow joint, it doesn't have a huge range, about 45 degrees, but it does feel nice and fluid, and then the drill outer cone area will swivel as well. One thing which is cool is the back saw part will pop in, you can lift it up and down, so this is nice. You can then again combine it with some additional effect parts which will pop into the front. Again, we'll have a look at that after all of the articulation. Now the leg area is definitely a little bit more limited, but we get a few mil, maybe about 20 mil going back and forth as well. He can spread his legs out a little bit, and again, ankle swivel, foot will move around. And then the back tail part, we have the upper body section that will move, and then the lower half as well, which will swivel around and has a nice joint. So everything there feels really good. And then along the feet here, the outer rim parts and the actual feet are die cast, so some nice middle parts there. The rest of his upper body does feel like plastic, so yeah, the die cast parts just kind of in his feet, a little bit in the tail as well, and then probably in the center torso construction, but can't really get at that to look. This is all kind of solid plastic on the outside around his hip region. So that covers all the articulation. I want to show attaching on the extra drill bits here, and this is really cool. So this part lifts up as I showed before, but there's actually a button behind, so if you push that, that will pop out the center torso part, so then you can slot in the laser. There we go, there's a slot that slots in, and you can close it back up. So that is so cool, really simple to use, some nice clear plastic in there. So I can imagine with some cool lighting you can really make this figure pop for some toy photography. So we've switched out the center part. M.O.G.E.R.A's here, got his jaw open, about to blast off, or shoot his grenades at the enemy, so you can pop these out. You have the stand with the effect, and then the grenade part that you pop out, you can actually split this off into two sections. The first one attaches over the fiery exhaust part. The next one will slot into the end of the trail, and then that one will then slot back into the hand light. So super easy to use. It's cool how each little part interconnects with each other, so you don't have any loose bits floating around that can be easily misplaced. So yeah, we do get one of these per was it missile, spiral grenade missile, and then the stand has two arms, so you can display both of them together at the same time, or delayed firing effect like this is having one shot off and one still attached to its hand. So a little bit of variety is nice with this figure. You can mix and match to whichever setup that you so desire. Okay, so I've transformed him here into his flying form as well, which is really cool. Actually overall pretty straightforward and simple to do. As you saw earlier, the head will pop off. So this is the original head part, and then, also I should say the neck, and the head itself just pops off that peg. If I can get it off there. Oh, no, let's put the body down. So there, simple peg pops on, and then the head will slot into that slot like so. And let me line it up, there we go. So really nice and easy to put that on. The back fin here, this one here, oh, we can take the whole thing off actually. The blade comes off, and the original one here is just a cap which sits on like so, and yeah, all you have to do, get in there and pop it off. So again, another easy part to change. And then if I come down to the wings here, these ones, you lift them. Let me see if I can get this one off. Okay, this one's easy, we can just pull. But when it's the flat discs, these ones, it's actually quite cool. I think I need, okay, it's the same way. Once they're in, it sits flush, but if you want to get it off, you push the top and it'll pop it out, and then that will give you a place to grip and pull them off. So yeah, really cool. It's nice how we can pop these parts on and not have any, I guess, ugly tabs or anything like that there. So I really love the fact that we can just push and pop it out, so really cool. If you do get confused or unsure how to do anything, just check the instruction manual. Super clean and clear on how to perform everything so far for all the interchangeable parts on this figure. So for a mini comparison, I have M.O.G.E.R.A here. We've got the 91, the recent re-release Mechagodzilla, and then the recent Space Godzilla here as well. So yeah, I don't know, Space Godzilla, it's a movie I've seen a couple of times, mostly in bits, because it's whenever it's on TV, it's always going to be a bad time. I either miss the start, miss the end, or I just fall asleep for whatever reason. So I can't remember the actual size comparison, but from memory it seems about right. Again, let me know in the comments below, especially if you're a massive Space Godzilla movie fan, if you can remember the different size comparison between each one. I'm guessing maybe the scaling is not 100% aligned between these ones actually, because I know the little Godzilla MonsterArts is probably about this big as well, which I think is a bit too big in comparison to Space Godzilla. So yeah, I'm keen to know, for those that do have all of them as well, how do you feel about the size comparison or the scaling of the Space Godzilla movie releases so far? Definitely keen to hear everyone's thoughts on that. Okay, so we've got M.O.G.E.R.A set up here in the dock, and this is looking so cool. I would love this for other releases, especially any of the you know, like Kiju figures, anything like that would be really cool. Yeah, re-release that with a dock. So it's nice that these will open as well. This will go forward, and then these will go to a side. Do be careful that these aren't fully attached, they're on kind of small pegs or slots. So if you push too far, they will pop out. It does come out easily. It won't break, but it's just something to keep in mind if you do kind of carry around and be careful not to knock it. Or I guess when posing, if you push too far, it will pop off. But yeah, coming back to the figure itself, it looks so cool. For me, the massive pro is that dock. That is the, you know, the one thing that pushed me over the line to yes, I'm definitely pre-ordering this figure. But for M.O.G.E.R.A himself, the finish is nice. I love the way the parts interchange on him. As someone who hasn't played for the original release, it was cool to be able to do that. I really like his spiral grenade missile effect as well. Here we get a couple of options for this. How the actual grenade or missile part will pop out. You can take that part as well to attach with the smoke trail. I think that is really cool as well. A nice little way of doing it. And again, we don't have to have heaps of little wee loose parts floating around, because when you're using it on the feet, it's attached to this. Otherwise, it's attached in his hand, which is really nice. But yeah, that is it for the review. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this release. Yay, nay, what would you have liked seen differently? And do you want more of these, even if it's just a base effect set? For which, you know, character would you like to see something like that for? But yeah, anyway, again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers!